Wow. Mercy. Hey. Your brother from the gutters, Slick One, is back behind the wood for the open bar. Never a cover, never a minimum. And of course, it's nearly impossible to get banned or thrown out of the open bar. Once you're in, you're in. Like Flint. You're in like Flint, which happens to be my cell phone is the ringtone from In Like Flint. Very original. Listen, I don't know how I come up with this shit, but I do. So not only is it the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Did you catch the 50th anniversary Jaws special on, I think it was on National Geographic Channel, which I have. It was also on Disney, which I don't subscribe to, and another channel. But it was pretty cool. 50th anniversary of Jaws. It's a miracle that they ended up making that movie. They were behind budget. As to this day, well, for years after, he had PTSD over Jaws because 80% of the time, the mechanical sharks weren't working. They were always trying to fix them. There's always something wrong with them. They had a few different ones, evidently. And then there were, problems, shooting in the ocean. It's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. Days they couldn't shoot. And I think the boat even sank once, as the story goes. But yeah, he thought, man, this is gonna fucking ruin my career, this movie. At one point, I guess the one of the big studio hotshots flew in to Massachusetts there to Cape Cod and said, look, maybe we should just finish this in the studio. But to his credit, Steven Spielberg stuck with it. And what turned out to be his biggest fear turned out to be his biggest success, and now is known as the first ever summer blockbuster. But at that time, Steven Spielberg was still relatively unknown. They thought of him as an up-and-coming director, but was, just a greenhorn kid, and got in over his head and then pulled it off. And with all the things that went wrong, it turned out to be a fucking masterpiece. Even the tension between Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss. There was a lot of tension on the set. I guess Richard Shaw, a very competitive type of dude. And it worked. It worked, though. The chemistry between them, even though it was icy, it came off in the movie. And he talked about his favorite scene is this scene where they're comparing scars, and then it's the night scene. And, he tells a story about the USS Indianapolis, which Steven Spielberg said he didn't even know about. And somebody brought it up to him. And he got a lot of different writers and got ideas. And he said originally it was like a 9-minute thing. And Robert Shaw's like, I can't go on for 9 minutes. I'm going to put people to sleep. So he took the speech and edited it, or the scene, because evidently Robert Shaw was quite a writer himself, and had written a successful play or a movie or something, I don't know. And he said after that he had nightmares for years about the Jaws movie. And I know I still have nightmares about some of the places I used to work at, which, believe it or not, it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws. It is the first anniversary of me being let go from my previous position as a nighttime personality for the Cumulus station here in Buffalo. And, maybe it's for the better, I think. Time to move on. And, that was a shit company. I mean, they didn't even give you a turkey for Christmas. We didn't have any Christmas parties anymore. I would say working for Walmart would probably be a step up from working for Cumulus. Really would. So, it's been a year, believe it or not. And now I spend my Friday nights at the bar. I'm down at Molly McGuire's having a few pops, playing the Stones on the jukebox.
They're eating the dog.
And you got to feel sorry for all those people in Texas, the big flood there, that, the cuts to the National Weather Service and NOAA were a factor because they couldn't, a lot of these agencies are down 20 to 40% with personnel. They also fumbled the Kristi Noem, who was, of course, the Homeland Security director who oversees 22 agencies. She put in some new stupid rule that anything over $100,000 she has to sign off on, which I guess delayed FEMA from getting its people out. 72 hours afterwards, they got out to help. So it took 72 hours because of this stupid bullshit. These people have no idea how to run a government. You're not. It's not. They run it like a mom and pop fucking Trump real estate agency. So So it took over 72 hours for FEMA to get going, and the FEMA administrator is like fucking AWOL. This guy, I'm reading about him. His name is David Richardson, and he's supposed to be the FEMA. Now, he should have been on the scene. He hasn't been seen or heard from since this whole thing happened. As a matter of fact, he was supposed to be on a call with emergency people from all over the country when he first took over the position, and he never showed up for the phone call. So this guy's like a ghost. Now, this Dave Richardson guy, he didn't have a show on Fox TV, so maybe that's why he's not allowed to go before the public. But he should have been down there on the ground beforehand, afterwards, assessing the damage. And this guy's nowhere to be seen, this FEMA administrator. And it takes one person, FEMA experts say, to oversee all this. You need a FEMA administrator. The Homeland Security person can't do it because NOAA oversees 22 agencies. So, again, people don't realize all the things government does that makes their life easier. But boy, oh boy, when you start hacking these departments, and rather than doing it with a scalpel and having the heads of the department suggest where they can cut by having some asshole billionaire come in and just take a fucking chainsaw and cut all these departments without knowing. Well, remember the people they cut that were in charge of the nuclear weapons? They cut that department, the energy department, and they had to hire them back. Fucking idiots. They don't know. If you want to make cuts, you do it the right way. You have the heads of the departments say, look, we want you to try to cut 5% from your budget. You know better than anybody where your department can cut. And that's how you do it. But not the Trump, not the Trump administration. They got to just bust in and break everything without thinking because they're fucking brainless twats like Kristi Noem. What a twit. What a twit. Anything over $100,000 has to be approved by her. That's a drop in the bucket to the fucking federal government, and especially emergency management. Unreal. These people are terrible. At least in the first administration, he had some professionals in there. These people are just a bunch of losers, a bunch of incompetent sycophants is what they are.
It is out of sheer morbid curiosity I'm allowing this freak show to continue.
And how about MAGA going apeshit over the whole Epstein thing? I mean, for years they've been teasing us about this Epstein file that's going to be released. And Pam Bondi, the, of course, Attorney General, bimbo that Trump hired, she is another winner. She came out, what was it, a couple months ago and said, oh, I've got the Epstein file. It's on my desk. We've got it. And now they're saying that the Epstein file doesn't exist, that there isn't one. which you know is a crock of bullshit. And what did Elon Musk say? The reason it hasn't been released is because Trump is in it. Yeah, that I believe. Because we know, for instance, that in his telephone, his personal phone book, Donald Trump's had 14 different numbers. Epstein had 14 different numbers of Donald Trump in his book. They were best buddies, him and Epstein. And let's not forget about that 2016 rape. There was a police report filed. A woman said she was 13 years old and she was raped by Epstein and Trump. They tied her to a bed. She got scared and dropped the case. So she's probably afraid she was going to be, beaten or what have you. So, he's in there. But look, it doesn't matter. People don't give a shit anymore. This is who we are as a country. These are the people that we elect to lead our country. And I'm getting real tired of it. And then this trade thing is going on again. I mean, Jesus. He's changing his mind every fucking 10 minutes with the trade thing. But this woman, Jane Doe, her name was never released. She was going to, press charges or sue, and then she backed out. I imagine what happened was she was paid off. Or she was afraid, threatened with violence because, we know many politicians are afraid. Many people. You've got TV networks paying them off. Nobody wants to, get the ire of Donald Trump. So now I heard today, I read somewhere where he's thinking of taking Rosie O'Donnell's, this is no shit, he's thinking of revoking Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship. I mean, really, this is the leader of the free world, and this is the kind of shit that he worries about. Good to know that if we were attacked, God help us, something happened with these idiots that are in charge right now, we'd be up Schitt's Creek. And you wonder why I drink. You wonder why I can't sleep nights.
You're part of a league of morons.
And, of course, Trump's big, beautiful bill passed, signed off on it, the biggest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich in United States history. This will add, 3 or 4 trillion to the debt. Does it really make a difference at this point? The tax cuts, which mostly favor the rich and corporations. And how are they doing it? Well, they're cutting food stamps. That's right. As many as 3 million people may lose their food stamps. As many as 16 million people will lose their Medicaid. And I'm watching a interview with some woman from California, lives in a conservative county in California. She's got, issues, health issues, diabetes, and all this. Her sister has, issues, health issues. Her sister's on Medicaid. Her mother's on Medicaid. And they're like, look, if you knew this was going to happen, would you go back and change your vote? And she said, well, if I went back, I guess I wouldn't vote for either one. So, I'm watching this and I'm thinking, you know what? You deserve having your Medicaid cut. You're stupid. But say what you will about the Democrats, at least they're not campaigning on, they're not cutting people's Medicaid or Medicare. They're not kicking people off of food stamps. They were expanding Medicaid is what Obama did, and that's pretty much all taken away now by Trump. And that's another problem that we have as a country. With other countries, they look at a person like Donald Trump and the chaos and the all over the mapness that he is. And they say, look how can we do business with your country? How can we take your word for anything? Because you pass a bill, you do something, and then Trump, You make a deal with the country, and then Trump reverses it. So now you got no deal. They're 60% complete with their enrichment, and they don't trust the United States. How can we make a deal with you guys? And it's the same thing with business people. For instance, in this new bill, they take out a lot of things Joe Biden did to help red states, Republican states, to build these factories there for wind and solar and clean energy. He said the Republicans will never destroy this because it's going to help their states. What does Trump do? He's got to take it out of there because the other guy did it. Just like he had to do away with the Iran deal because the black guy made the deal. The more different types of energy we use, the cheaper it is. Solar, wind, and to take out the incentives for that, it's going to hurt businesses that do solar and wind, and it's going to make us rely on one type of energy, and your energy bills are going to go up because of this. Now, I guess the cuts to these program or the tax breaks that they're taking away, the tax incentives that were put in that they're doing away with are going to dissipate over the next year or so. So I guess they can still, get some stuff done in the meantime. Just like these cuts to Medicaid are not going to happen until after the midterms is when they happen because they don't want them to happen before that. So they're pretty shitty people. They're very shitty people. This whole deal is shitty. This whole bill is nothing but a robbing the poor to give to the rich is what it is. And you Trump chumps out there listening, don't forget all these people that you're kicking off of Medicaid. What is it, $900 billion in cuts to Medicaid? By the way, they say at the most 25 to 50 billion is fraud out of 900 billion they're cutting. So these people are going to start showing up at the emergency room. Got a sore throat, got a cold, go to the ER, the most expensive health care that there is. They'll go to the county hospitals. They got to take them. They'll go to ECMC. What happens when they can't pay the expensive emergency room bill? Your taxes are going to go up. Your county taxes are going to go up. So this whole thing is just stupid and it's cruel and it's a Republican fantasy. Though, I mean, this is what they've wanted to do, destroy the New Deal. They want to kill the New Deal. Going to kill all the safety net programs, all the environmental programs, all the regulations to keep people from companies from polluting. When you think of how far the Republican Party has gone from Nixon, when the EPA was started under the Republican administration, the EPA. Where's the money going? Not only in the tax cuts. Have you seen what they're going to give to ICE? The billions of dollars they're giving to ICE? Check this out. The big, beautiful bill will boost the annual budget for Immigration and Customs Enforcement's ICE to over $37 billion, a figure that, get this, is higher than most of the world's military defense budgets. The bill would inject about $150 billion into mass deportation agenda over the next 4 years, an average of $37.5 billion a year. The figure would mean ICE's annual budget surpasses the yearly defense budgets of major countries, including Italy, Israel, the Netherlands, Brazil, and Switzerland. This is Trump's new SS, the secret police, who are snatching people off the streets and sending them to third countries that they're not even from. So, and wearing masks while they're doing it, by the way. So these are dark times. We are moving towards authoritarianism. I don't know if it can be brought back. We got to hope the courts hold up. Although the people we have at the Supreme Court, I really don't have much faith in. So these are dark times, man. I'm not going to try to blow smoke up your ass. We are in dark times, my friend. And that is why we drink here on the open bar.
You gotta be a football hero. hero to get along with the beautiful girl.
Oh, yeah. And the Bills, of course, training camp is going to start up in a couple of weeks. I can't wait. And I just read some negative shit about Josh Palmer, people dumping on him. I don't know if it was ESPN or whoever it was saying he didn't do anything when he was with the Chargers and yada, yada. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm almost tempted to subscribe to HBO, although I hate having to pay Spectrum any more money than I'm already paying these assholes. Talk about asshole companies. But, I would like to be able to watch the Bills. They're going to be in that reality series that they have on HBO. What do they call it? Hard Knocks. That's what it is. Yeah. Hard Knocks. So, listen, that's all I got for you now. Until next time, hey, listen, keep the faith. Stay strong. Remain calm. Circle the wagons. Go Bills. Live fast. Die old. And, of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share this podcast with your dimwit friends. That's all I got for you. Weed, whiskey, and Warren Zevon. Drink heavily. Peace out.
Hail to the king, baby.